Good morning, everybody in Canada, USA, Latin America, wherever you are. I'm pretty sure you must be going for your morning jogging, or you must be holding your cup of coffee or your tea. Please take care of your health, your wellness. If you are fine, you can take care of others also. And we pray to Almighty, you, your family, your friends, your brothers, sisters, community, and whosoever is directly, indirectly associated with you in the civilization. Please look after each other because the world is passing through the most difficult patch, most difficult time. And this COVID-19 has brought the, lock in, and we all are locked inside our residences. So, ladies and gentlemen, while extending a very hearty welcome early morning to all my friends, brothers, and sisters in these countries, let me move. People must have finished with their lunch in the entire European continent. You must have enjoyed wonderful lunch. I hope you are observing what we have been requesting you. Eat less, eat healthy, take a nutrition food, and do a little bit of yoga, meditation, naturopathy early in the morning. And now, before you go for your evening tea and coffee, let's spend some time together and do some brainstorming and some kind of a marathon where we can make something very interesting, how to make education relevant world over for everybody. Let me further come on to India. Namaskar, Namaste. Giving a hearty welcome to all my brothers and sisters in India, wherever you are. अपना ख्याल रखिए, अपने फैमिली का ख्याल रखिए, अपने परिवार के सदस्यों का ख्याल रखिए, अपने भाई बहनों का ख्याल रखिए, पति पत्नी, माता पिता, नाना नानी, चाचा चाची, दादा दादी, सब लोगों का ख्याल रखिए, अपने पड़ोसियों का ख्याल रखिए और अपनी कम्युनिटी में आसपास के जितने लोग आपके साथ जुड़े हुए हैं उन सब का ख्याल रखिए। यदि आप स्वस्थ होंगे तो भारत स्वस्थ होगा, भारत स्वस्थ होगा तो विश्व स्वस्थ होगा। हम सब लोगों को इस चीज का ध्यान रखना है। And let me move from India a little further. People must be having their evening soup, and some of us might be having their dinner as well. Or somebody must be preparing after early dinner, like Akshay Kumar. You must be enjoying entire Southeast Asia when I talk about, right, starting from Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brunei, and of course, Mrs. Geeta Chopra and her husband Rajneesh. Both of you join each day from Bahrain. We are so grateful to you. Asha ji, you join us from Kuwait every day. Deepika ji, you join us from Dubai every day. Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, and AB Sahab from coming from Doha. We extend a very, very hearty welcome to each one of you. Those are joining us. And of course, people in Australia must be dreaming and they must be enjoying. They must have taken a little bit of nap. Same goes for New Zealand and same goes for Fiji as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, while having the wellness, good health, and thinking good days ahead for everybody, let me start yet another powerful evening. We started this journey on 5th of June, and imagine the whole month has gone and 100 celebrities. When I talk about celebrities, because all my educationists, counselors, and people, those are directly or indirectly empowering the education system, are also warriors in their own way, like our doctors, nurses, paramedical people, and all others, those are taking care of the humanity wherever they are. So on behalf of International Chamber for Service Industry, ladies and gentlemen, let me extend a very warm welcome to each one of you. Our chamber, ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, which is a direct link between India and 30 million non-resident Indians world over in different countries. And it's a global confluence. This particular program is a global confluence of educators, motivators, counselors, and people those can empower the entire ecosystem of the education world over. Let us focus on global education and competencies. We have to move step ahead of skills and competencies. When you get back home after this particular webinar of this evening, go and look for yourself what is the difference between skill and competency. So let's get to the competencies and not getting and staying back only at the skills. And our efforts Monday to Friday, we come every evening 7 to 8 p.m. with our warriors and with our celebrities, esteemed guests and the distinguished guests every evening, and they share their thought process, what all they are doing to empower the entire education system. Today is a very important day, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Doctors Day, because doctors are doing commendable work wherever they are world over. We send our salutations to all the doctors, nurses, and paramedical and other people, those are supporting the entire health and wellness sector. You people are wonderful. God bless all of you. God has sent, or maybe the God has come on this planet in the white coat, and God is taking care of all of us. So today on the 1st of July 2020, Happy Doctors Day. Now, the entire world, when it is passing through this COVID-19 pandemic, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that almost about 850 million children and youth, roughly half of the world's students population, they are at present away from schools, colleges, and universities world over. There is a difficulty, there is a problem, but yes, we know parents are very patient, they are very cooperative, they are taking care of it. Kids are of different age group, and each parent must be having a musical notes in their own way, depending on how you're handling your children. Now, ladies and gentlemen, purpose of education, when we talk about globally, the Western school of thought, when we take into consideration, it's very important to understand the Western school of thought emphasizes the first purpose of education is economic purpose. Every parent, directly or indirectly, thinks of my child after completing the education should get into either business or get into some work or self-employment, startup, or whatever you want to call it. Economic is the first. And that's why when I read a book called Rich Dad and Poor Dad, and second part comes social, then comes cultural, then comes personal. But when we come to India, the education perspective is altogether different. It's called Vasudev Kutumbakam. And when we talk about Vasudev Kutumbakam, that means we Indians, भारत से हम सब लोग ये समझते हैं और ये महसूस करते हैं कि सारा विश्व एक परिवार है. We all are one family. It is a Vasudev Kutumbakam. And culture, heritage, संस्कृति, सभ्यता, इन दिनों में बहुत कुछ पढ़ने का टाइम मिला. In the last 2.5 months, when I have gone through a couple of books, whatever I couldn't go through earlier, and I read more than about 150 articles on world's first residential university called Nalanda University. 10,000 students coming from different countries from the world over, 2,000 acharyas. What an environment, ecosystem, जहाँ का दरबान भी different भाषाएं बोलता था और जहाँ का दरबान पहला इंटरव्यू लेता था. Education was free, residence was free, books were free, and 6 महीने तक वो किताबें और वो सभ्यता, वो रिसर्च और इनोवेशन सब चलती रही. वो सभ्यता, वो कल्चर, वो इंडिया, वो विश्व गुरु, जब उसकी हम बातचीत करते हैं तो कल्चर प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. एंड द प्राइम फोकस वसुदेव कुटुंबकम की जब हम बातचीत करते हैं, so ladies and gentlemen, the first preference is given in India is our cultural values, our heritage. Then comes the social norm. Thereafter comes the economic, and the fourth part is, of course, personal. Why a particular child should study a particular subject, whether art, commerce, science, medical, non-medical, whatever is there, why they should take up particular subject, that is important. During COVID-19, world over, we all are facing challenges in the education fraternity because TV channels, community radios, mobile phones, electronic gadgets, whatever is available, we are trying to reach out, whether in urban, rural, semi-urban, interiors, far-flung areas. We are trying to reach out best possible way, whatever can be done. हर बच्चे तक शिक्षा की प्रणाली के माध्यम से शिक्षा के वो सब्जेक्ट कैसे लेके जाए, हर शिक्षक इस चीज का प्रयास कर रहा है, प्रयत्न कर रहा है. Now, ladies and gentlemen, education should be relevant to our day-to-day life. हम सब लोगों ने महसूस किया होगा, भारत में, विश्व में, जहां पर भी आप लोग हैं, आप लोगों ने महसूस किया होगा एजुकेशन का बेसिक पर्पस क्या है. एंड you have to understand in education system कि education system का day to day life के साथ relevance क्या है. That is also very important to understand. इन दिनों में आपने महसूस किया होगा जब बच्चे आपके घर पर हैं, क्या बच्चे घर का नल ठीक कर सकते हैं, टॉयलेट में कोई चीज खराब हो जाए ठीक कर सकते हैं, क्या बच्चे किचन के अंदर कोई मदद कर सकते हैं, क्या बच्चों को पता है कि किस मौसम में कौन सी चीज उगती है, घर की ट्यूबलाइट खराब हो जाए तो क्या बच्चा ठीक कर सकता है, कोई इलेक्ट्रॉनिक गैजेट खराब हो जाए तो क्या उसको ठीक कर सकता है. और इन सब चीजों के साथ साथ छोटी छोटी चीजों को लेके हम जब चलते हैं, we got to understand education got to have a direct relevance our day to day living. That is something very important. Sugata Mitra, whenever I meet him in India or abroad, the gentleman, he finished his study in IIT Delhi, thereafter moved to the NIIT, and thereafter he went to United States, मैसेच्यूसेट्स में बहुत टाइम लगाया, उसके बाद यूके में चले गए. इनकी वीडियोस देखने वाली हैं, आप जरूर देखिएगा जब भी आपको समय मिले. Do kids require supervision all the time? He did an experiment in his hometown, wonderful experiment. एक दीवार में 2 कंप्यूटर लगा दिए, कोई टीचर नहीं, कोई सुपरविजन नहीं, एक कैमरा ऊपर लगा हुआ है, कैमरा सब कुछ स्टोर कर रहा है, और बच्चे अपने आप आकर 1 महीने तक उन कंप्यूटर्स के साथ फिडल कर रहे हैं, सीख रहे हैं, जान रहे हैं. Creativity in the children, collaborative efforts in the children, what you always give an example of Finland, Norway, Sweden, and couple of other countries, all that was felt evolution. अगर भारत को नालंदा की तरह पुराना विश्व गुरु बनना है, तो भारत के टीचर्स का, शिक्षा का, शिक्षकों का सम्मान करना होगा. और आजकल मेरे आदरणीय मुकुल कनितकर जी भारतीय शिक्षा मंडल से, जिनके मैं विचार रोजाना सुनता हूँ, बहुत सारी बातचीत करता हूँ, उनसे मिलने का, उनसे बातचीत करने का बहुत सारा मौका मिला. उनकी लेटेस्ट किताब विवेकानंद की पढ़ने का बहुत कुछ मुझे सीखने का और जानने का. भारतीय शिक्षा मंडल बहुत अच्छा कार्य कर रहा है, और खासकर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ HRD, भारतीय शिक्षा मंडल, AICTE, AIU, UGC, NCERT, निप्पा, उसके साथ नेशनल काउंसिल फॉर टीचर एजुकेशन, सब लोग लगे हुए हैं अपने अपने तरीके से जो कुछ बेस्ट पॉसिबल कर सकते हैं. सो who is a good teacher, how to empower teachers, what is the role of principal, vice chancellor, directors, couple of things are there which we have to take into consideration. ये slide बहुत important है. World over it has got a universal application. When we talk about and when we look at a simple triangle, you have to understand, if the triangle has got a base and if the triangle has got something, इसीलिए कहते हैं घर की नींव अगर मजबूत होगी तो ऊपर का स्ट्रक्चर आप कैसा भी बना सकते हो. 2 मंजिल जा सकते हो, 6 मंजिल तक जा सकते हो, 8 मंजिल तक जा सकते हो, लेकिन अगर आपकी फाउंडेशन मजबूत नहीं होगी तो कुछ नहीं होगा. सो एजुकेटर एंड पेरेंट्स, यू हैव गॉट अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल टू प्ले. प्लीज ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड. बच्चों का बचपन नहीं छीनना है. व्हाट्स लॉस्ट व्हेन वी रश किड्स थ्रू द चाइल्डहुड, हम इतना कुछ उनके अंदर भर देना चाहते हैं. इट इज अ टाइम नॉट टू फिल. नो नो नो, इट्स नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. यूथ के पास बहुत कुछ है. यूथ को समझो तो सही. क्या कभी हमने शिक्षा में यह जानने की कोशिश की, और रोजाना हम इस माध्यम से वर्कआउट करते हैं और प्लान करते हैं, व्हाट डज यूथ वांट, व्हाट दे आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू. प्लीज ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम दैट पर्सपेक्टिव. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, Monday to Friday, every evening 7 to 8 p.m. we have got this webinar where basically we share with you a lot onto empowering the entire education system. We have got a lot of foreign friends also. We have got educators also, research scholars also, counselors also, policy makers also, technocrats also, and at the same time, many others those are directly or indirectly associated, making education relevant. That is the title. When we talk about it, har Shanivar Subha, Saturday morning, 9:30, we get you. There are 500 million followers of Buddhism world over. All of them, they get together, and there's a complete ecosystem we are developing world over. And I'm very happy to share with you, our chamber at present is training and developing a large pool of Buddhist pilgrimage facilitation executives in India. These are the people, those are going to facilitate the people, those are visiting India for Buddhism. So what is the relevance of Buddha's teaching in today's education? That is very important. Don't forget to join us Saturday, 4th of July, 2020, 9:30 a.m. We have got the webinar, and also you can come on the Facebook Live, also on the YouTube, Dr. Gulshan Sharma's page. You can see, have your watch party also on so that we all can enjoy. Monday to Friday, we talk about education. Saturday morning, you have got Buddhism, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. And every Saturday evening, we have got Ayurveda for the global wellness. Ministry of Ayush doing a wonderful job. A lot is happening. We get the best of the practitioners of Ayurveda, and we get the top people, health, happiness, humor, holistic living. And every day, I request each one of you, Music therapy is very, very important in education. If you laugh, if you enjoy life, if you're happy, if you're enjoying music, then it is very important. So Saturday morning, every Saturday evening, morning you have got Buddhism, and evening you have got your wellness therapy. Don't forget to join on Saturday evening. Yet another program, that would be the ninth program, which would be coming for Ayurveda for the global wellness. Now, Sunday come morning, wonderful morning. Sunday is more productive. And there we talk about, ladies and gentlemen, living a meaningful life. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita in today's education. Professor Satinder Diwan from the Woodbury University, who holds his second PhD, and he talks from the Burbank, California, live with you, 9:30 to 11 a.m. 3 चैप्टर हम कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं, चौथा, पांचवा और छठा चैप्टर आने वाले संडे मॉर्निंग 5th of July we are going to cover 3 chapters we are covering. और 15 अगस्त से पहले, भारत की स्वतंत्रता दिवस से पहले, दी श्रीमद् भगवत गीता का पूरा अध्ययन आप लोगों के साथ है. Every Sunday evening 5 to 6:30 p.m. you have got 650 million people in those 10 countries of the ASEAN. They all are the part of this entire program, and under the dynamic leadership of Dato Ramesh Kodamalji, the co-chairman of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, India Business Council, we get the entire fraternity of 650 million people, including my brothers and sisters, non-resident Indians, those who have gone to these countries. All of us, we get together on this common platform. 15th of July is a World Youth Skill Day. There is going to be a YES program, Youth Empowerment Strategies, Self-Awareness, Creativity, Positive Thinking, Mental Robustness, Health and Wellness, Holistic Healing, Happiness, Music Therapy, Goal Setting, Gamification in Education, and of course, everybody has got an economic activity. Why do I study a particular subject? This series we are starting, a lot of film celebrities from media entertainment, Bollywood be a part of it. We all will enjoy together, and you will see it. Yes, yes, yes. You got to remain positive all the time. This series starts on 15th of July as a part of making education relevant. Ladies and gentlemen, we started this journey on 5th of June, and this will go till 15th of August, India's Independence Day. The pledge is 10 lakh teachers, 10 lakh educators, and 10 lakh fraternity of the education ecosystem will be together on 15th of August. Each day, there is a beautiful vibration. We started with 500 people. Today, we have got 30,000 people already from 5th of June to 30th of June. And today being the first day of this particular month, we want to have a wonderful evening. And you have got 3 esteemed guests this evening. Now, why did we start on 5th of June? Because when our chamber has done a lot of research and study, the next crisis world over is going to be of that of water crisis. जल संरक्षण, पानी को बचाना है. इस समय बच्चे घर पर हैं, तो पेरेंट्स और बच्चा लोग मिलके पानी को बचाइए. उसके बाद स्कूल, कॉलेजेस, यूनिवर्सिटीज, इंस्टीट्यूशन खुलेंगे, तो शिक्षा के जो संस्थान हैं उन लोगों को सोचना होगा. उसके बाद जो आपके वर्किंग प्लेसेस हैं, पब्लिक प्लेसेस हैं, हर जगह एक एक बूंद पानी की बचानी होगी. Otherwise, the world is going to face the next crisis and next problem and next misunderstanding. If you want a peace in the world, you got to save every drop of the water. That is something very important. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the crux: global water conservation, parents, educator, and youth together. That's what we want to work out. Last 2.5 months, right from 24th of March, when we had put our entire chamber on the research world over, 137 countries, all our advisors, presidents, and our research scholars, when they are doing the ecosystem, what exactly the world is going to be after this pandemic, because today nobody knows how long this coronavirus, whether it will come back again, whether it will strike again, how serious the things are going to be. Different predictions, different permutation combinations are coming. Even if the vaccine comes, who is going to get the first vaccine? There are a lot of things going on world over. But one thing is very clear to all of us: the B2B, what we used to call earlier business to business, will be now known as back to basics. We have to get back to the basics. That is something very important. अपने घर के बाहर के आंगन में, अपनी छत पर, जहां पर कहीं 1 इंच की भी जगह मिलती है, सब्जियां उगाइए, ऑर्गेनिक फूड लगिए, ऑर्गेनिक खेती कीजिए. ये आपको बहुत सारी कंट्रीज से सीखना होगा, बहुत सारे लोगों से सीखना होगा. और इस समय अगर मैं पूरे वर्ल्ड की बातचीत करूं, so the most populous country with the largest population of organic farming, you should be proud of it. It is India. When I talk about India, Argentina, when I talk about Mexico, when I talk about Philippines, when I talk about Uganda, there are a couple of countries. When I talk about Cuba, Israel, a lot of countries are doing organic farming. India is playing very important role. आज से मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है आपको, इस प्रोग्राम को देखने के बाद हर इंसान ये सोचे कि मुझे अपने घर के आंगन में, अपने घर की छत पे किस तरह से ऑर्गेनिक खेती करनी है. आत्मनिर्भरता कहीं बाहर से नहीं आएगी, आत्मनिर्भरता यहीं से आएगी, यहीं से स्टार्ट करना है. नंबर 2, you got to be taking care of your health. I've got a very dear friend called Tim Grover. He was a coach for Michael Jordan in United States. उनकी किताब भी है, बड़ी अच्छी, YouTube पे देखिएगा, हिंदी में भी है. You must go through that. He says, ladies and gentlemen, we devote more time on our body throughout the life going to the gym, but we are mentally so weak. Unless you are not going to be mentally strong and mentally robust and mentally tough, you cannot face any challenge. Immunity system की जो भी बातचीत करता है, first is your mental robustness. So ladies and gentlemen, basic food के बाद, basic भोजन के बाद जो second चीज आती है, आप लोगों को अपनी हेल्थ और वेलनेस का ध्यान रखना है. और तीसरा, learn and earn. Education will not get back to that particular pedagogy what it used to be in January and February. Forget about that system. क्लासरूम से बाहर आ गए हैं, यहाँ से आगे जाना होगा. और अब आपको डिजिटल नॉर्म्स को अडॉप्ट करना होगा और इन सब चीजों को लेके चलना होगा. द नॉर्म and the basic norm and the future norm is going to be technology. You have to be tech savvy. That part is very important. And sustainable development is the research of the entire ecosystem which our chamber research scholars have developed from the world over. This is the last slide before I get my today's esteemed guest. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a beautiful book which you should study. नेपोलियन हिल की एक किताब है, हिंदी में भी अवेलेबल है, अंग्रेजी में भी अवेलेबल है. 1906 या 1908 में लिखी गई थी. उस किताब का एक सेंटेंस, it haunts when I was in army, that time also, when I came to Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, there also, when I came to NRI fraternity, then also, today when I'm dealing with 30 million non-resident Indians abroad and the entire education empowering system, और उसके अंदर एक ही सेंटेंस बार बार आता है, whatever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The most important thing is, first you have to believe, you have to conceive an idea, you have to believe an idea, and you can achieve an idea. Let's come together. Global education empowerment. When we are talking about it, International Chamber for Service Industry invites brothers and sisters world over. Invitation to you. Be a part of this campaign. हमको जिस समय लाल किले पर तिरंगा लहराएगा 15 अगस्त को भारत के स्वतंत्रता दिवस के दिन, इस कॉन्फ्लुएंस के थ्रू 10 लाख एजुकेटर फ्रेटर्निटी के लोग इस प्लेटफॉर्म के साथ, ये हमारा प्रयास है, ये हमारा एक हम्बल सा स्टेप है, एफर्ट्स है. We are getting lots of international, national ecosystem support from all the channels, and everybody is so positive and everybody is so supportive. If you wish to send any suggestion, if you wish to be a panelist, you should send an email to innovation@icsi.asia. We have also got 2 WhatsApp number given to it. Most of my friends world over and in India, they want to avoid the webinar and they want to come on the Facebook. They want to come on the watch party. If that is your wish, you're more than welcome. Share more and more. Spread fragrance, spread knowledge, share knowledge. भारत से आयुर्वेदा इसलिए चला गया था क्योंकि बहुत सारे आयुर्वेदिस्ट ने नॉलेज अपने साथ ही ले गए, उन्होंने लोगों के साथ शेयर नहीं की और बाहर के लोग उसको पैकेज करके वापस लाने लगे. So ladies and gentlemen, my 3 warriors this evening who are joining us, they are the celebrities. and they are celebrities in their own way. And I always extend them warm welcome. People those join in this particular, क्योंकि उन लोगों की भी इस हवन कुंड में सामग्री है, उनकी भी एक बहुत बड़ा प्रयास और एफर्ट्स हैं, और वो भी अपने अपने तरीके से वो योद्धा हैं, वो भी वॉरियर्स हैं, डॉक्टर्स, नर्सेज और पैरामेडिकल की तरह, and they are trying their level best what they can. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening I extend a very warm welcome to my first fellow panelist and my distinguished guest, Mr. Jitin Chawla. He's a career counselor, director for Center for Career Development. Mr. Jitin Chawla is the founder director of North India's topmost career counseling and study abroad firm, Center for Career Development, located in Delhi. Mr. Chawla, he and his team, they have dedicated already, and they have conducted more than 18,500 workshops and 260 career fairs in schools and colleges across India. Mr. Chawla has shown his active presence in Indian media by answering students' queries at various news channels like NDTV, Mission Admission, CNN, IBN, Delhi Aaj Tak Tej. He actively writes for various newspapers and magazines, and he'll also answering students' queries on AIR 102.6 FM and Delhi University Community Radio. He has worked with NGOs like Smile Foundation, Can Kids, Palna, SOS Children, Village of India, as well as associations like Maheshwari Samaj, YMCA, Delhi Malayali. Oh, Yannum Ventaraten Adum Novela, Yasha Malasaran Kochum Novela, that comes from Kerala, Malayali Association. He's a member of National Career Development Association, United States of America, International Association for Educational and Vocational Guidance, WEBA World. WEBA, ladies and gentlemen, for your information, stands for World Educate Business Association. And ladies and gentlemen, he's a member of National Career Development Association, United States of America, International Association for Educational and Vocational Guidance, WEBA World, NICEC, European Association for International Education, and actively participates in international conferences in various countries. We extend a very, very warm and heartiest welcome to Mr. Our friend Jitin Chawla ji.
Thank you.
We also extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Akash Khandelwal ji. He's a founder member, DPS Amritsar, next to the heart, because Chandigarh is a couple of miles away only. He is an educationist. Dr. Akash Khandelwal is associated with Foundation of Educational Innovation and has a specialization in economics and educational management. Mr. Akash has been involved in teaching training with leading school chain Delhi Public School. He is actively engaged in professional development of teachers and educational innovations. In over 18 years of experience in school education, he has worked in the field of educational strategy and administration, teacher training, and curriculum development. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, my third Yodha, he would be joining us little later, so I would be introducing him at that point of time. So right from the bottom of my heart, let me extend a very warm welcome to both my dignitaries this evening. What a pleasure to have both of you. You are celebrity your own way. You're trying to empower the education. You're trying to help the children the best possible way. You're trying to help the entire ecosystem of the education best possible way. And this evening, the participants world over are keen to know and to listen your vision, your sharing, what exactly can be done in making education relevant. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, may I extend a very warm welcome for the vocal cords of Mr. Jitin Chawla.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot for the nice introduction. Good morning, good evening, as we are speaking to the entire world right now. So people, I'd just like to start off with a small story. I use it with the students also, but I think it is relevant. There was a little girl. This is not a story from India, it's from outside. This little girl used to ask a lot of questions. Once she asked her mom, Mom, why do you always cut the head and the tail of the fish before cooking? Mom said, I don't know. My mom used to do it. That's why I keep on doing it. Little girl ran to her nani's place, who was staying nearby, grandmother's place, asked her the same question, that grandmom, why did you used to cut the head and the tail of the fish before cooking? Grandmom said, I also don't know. My mom used to do it. That's why I keep on doing it. Little girl ran to her great grandmother's place, who was alive, asked her the same question. Great grandmother said, Beta, during earlier days we were very poor. हम लोग बहुत गरीब थे. We just had one pan. छोटा था. The fish would not fit into the pan. That's why I used to cut the head and the tail. All subsequent generations just followed. Lot of times when it comes to stream choice, career choice, Indians, I mean, lot of places they follow the same thing. My company and me, we work with schools in Kuwait. We are working in Qatar. I interact a lot of I interact with a lot of counselors. In fact, recently I did because I work a lot with DPSs in and around here. So I did a workshop for counselors of DPS from more than 165 DPSs. They had joined in. So guys, right now, one major thing which is needed is an open mind. For us educators, counselors, for parents, and we need to work a lot with parents. Rather than working with children, I would say we need to work a lot with parents. In the last 3 months, three and a half months, when lockdown and things have happened, me and my team, we have done at least 800 plus webinars, Facebook Live, Insta Live with various population. But 3 days back, we did a program which was beamed on Facebook as well as YouTube on esports. On esports, esports gaming. The moment this was announced on various platforms, there was a huge rush. I can't tell you how many students contacted us. There were more than 2,000 registrations. Normally for other webinars, either if we're doing it in school, then obviously the school will announce. But for our open webinars, my teams would be working till the end. People would be doing stuff. But this webinar, automatically it happened. We realized that children are so much interested in it. And the maximum number of questions were, how do I convince my parent to let me at least look at gaming as a career option? And we were lucky, we got Teerth. So Teerth has Asian Games, it is recognized, esports is recognized. So Teerth won bronze medal for India. We also got Kartikeya. Kartikeya has been a student whom I've been helping from his ninth class onwards. Kartikeya has played FIFA. He has played FIFA internationally. Yeah. So FIFA is a big game if for the uninitiated. But the adult population would just close their eyes when gaming or esports would come. Whereas if you come with me to the Bet Show, which is one of the top shows in London, I was there in January. So Bet Show, there were 3 esports companies, and the kind of growth which they shared was amazing. I sat through one of the presentations. So this was an esports company from US, and it was amazing. So my field is more of career planning, career counseling, aptitude testing. We work a lot with schools of all kinds. Me and my team, we work with more than 200 schools every year. But people, main thing we encounter is openness, which I feel has to come into the school system. While working with the school of Guwahati, the moment I said, look, it's not only 12th class marks, but you can prepare for entrance also. The teacher coordinator, I mean, she kind of started cross questioning in between, that is it really true? Yeah. So because the belief is so much on 12th board marks that one was not able to understand that, like areas like law, 99% is through entrance, HM is through entrance, fashion design is through entrance, and so on. So we have a lot of things to, how do we start off? How do schools start off? How do parents and students, how do they help themselves? I think a lot of exposure is needed. How do you go for exposure? The biggest university in the world is YouTube University. Yeah. In fact, I will dare to say this. People might not need schools and colleges in some years if they don't change. Yeah. I would dare to say this. Why? Because go and watch people. I want all of you to watch things like Shark Tank. If you have not seen Shark Tank, go and watch teen millionaires, teen entrepreneurs on YouTube. You'll find people are doing amazing stuff. There's a young guy, Teerth again, the name is common, though this is different, in Bombay, who has tied up with the famous Dabbawalas. He has launched his own courier company. He has launched a 13-year-old boy. Can you imagine that? 13-year-old boy. Check out Kicha. Kicha, you'll be shocked. 7-year-old boy who's internationally acclaimed. and he has participated in Chota Chef competition and so on. Check out Kicha. Yeah. So what is happening here is, see, students when they get interested in something, they go online and learn. Of course, I would speak of people who have access and who are able to go and latch it on. But a lot of times educators would still cling on to the past and expect similar behavior which has been there for maybe 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. So initially I feel there has to be a lot of exposure. The best place is YouTube. Children love watching videos. They can learn a lot of stuff. You want to learn cooking, you want to learn about languages, you want to learn. Netflix again is a pretty good source. I don't know how many of you have seen this movie called The Founder. Check out The Founder. It is a story of how McDonald's grew up. Check out the social network, how Facebook came up. Check out why this, because entrepreneurship. I'll speak later on about entrepreneurship, but right now I'm speaking about exposure. There are amazing movies, there are amazing documentaries. If I don't go through it, I would not understand. Yeah, if I don't go through that, I would not understand that. Look, this is happening. For example, I'm a commerce student. Couple of upcoming options are CFE, Certified Fraud Examiner. You have seen how some individuals duped Indian banks and ran away with the money. Yeah. So banks are strengthening their fraud detection units. Hence, you need CFEs. So Association of Certified Fraud Examiner is there. If I don't know as a child, I will never even think about it. Second thing is insolvency professional, which is really growing. In India, about 200 companies are insolvent, very big companies like the JP Group, like Bhushan Steel, and so on. So, how do I become an insolvency professional? Any graduation, 3 years work ex. I take my training from IICA. Now, as an educator, if I'm not aware of this, I would not be able to communicate to students. So, first of all, I think we need to build up ourselves on latest changes happening rather than clinging on to the past. Forensic accounting is a big thing which is going to hit. Cyber law is a big thing which is going to hit. A lot of people have been sharing with me, after COVID, I don't know what will happen. My children will not get jobs. The world will change. People, it is just like this plant is there, so some leaves are brown, so these leaves will go away in some time, but there's a new leaf which will come. Similarly in careers, a lot of careers will go down, but newer careers will emerge, and they'll emerge even stronger. During COVID, a lot of firms have done impressive, excellent work, and they have grown phenomenally. Check out companies like Zoom. Check out IT companies, quite a few of them. Check out cyber lawyers, and so on. I mean, there will be options which will keep on coming. So, how do we expose children? Uh, there are a lot of good camps happening. Like EDI is a government institute here, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India at Ahmedabad. They do an excellent summer camp on entrepreneurship year after year, right from 12 years of age. So again, my humble submission to parents also is, there is no definition of when you should start off with career exploration. Surprisingly, I've got an income tax commissioner who came to my office with his sixth class son, the son studying at DPS Arkipuram. Yeah, and of course that happened during demonetization time, and I was like, he called up, Mr. Chawla, are you free tomorrow? I'm calling from income tax department. My half the heart was gone. Oh God, what is happening? And then I asked him, what is the purpose of your visit? He said, I'm coming from my son. I said, I'm absolutely free. When an income tax commissioner calls, you say, fine. So anyway, he came, the child was in sixth class. Yeah. I was surprised because we normally, at that time when he came, this is a couple of years back, we would normally get people in 10th class to our office. Nowadays, ninth class, 8th class. When I go to international conferences, like IAVG had a conference last year at Bratislava, 400 plus career counselors from all over the world. So Canada, they're experimenting 5th class onwards. Japan, 6th class onwards has a complete plan. South Korea, 6th class onwards, they have a plan. So that is how, and when I say career counseling, it doesn't mean doing an aptitude test, doing something online, sorry. Lot of exposure and letting the child explore and then finalize. It has to come from the child himself or herself. So I spoke of EDI summer camp. There's an excellent program by TIE. TIE is the Indus Entrepreneurs, one of the largest entrepreneurial organizations in the world. So TIE does a program called TYE, that is TIE Young Entrepreneur Program. Like here in Delhi, they do it at IIT Delhi. Couple of other places in the country also they're doing it. So across the world, TYE program is done for young people. So this program helps young people, and right now it is happening online. In fact, one batch is already happening. So you can check TIE Hyderabad if you want to look at it. So then you have camps happening at various universities. There are private universities also who do creative camps, for example, where one would get exposure in photography. So I mean, a lot of camps, a lot of stuff is happening. Check out Curiosity Gym in Mumbai, doing excellent work in training very young people on IoT, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and so on. Yeah. So probably each school, each educator, we can also kind of have our listings ready so that we can share it with our students. And parents, if you are there, I'm sure parents keep on looking at things on a regular basis. People can take up some small research projects. Research. I have a student who's researching on maths in movies. I have a student, Avya Dalmia, whom we helped. He made a small presentation when he was in 12th class. He was studying at Maya College, Ajmer. He made a small presentation for small traders and people in business. He comes from Surat. So the local chamber there, he made a small presentation on GST. So 2017 GST had come. So he made a small presentation, and in fact, it was so successful that he was asked to do another one because number of people wanted to see it who were not able to come for the first time. So, so a lot of young people can do amazing stuff. I'm sure you all know about Greta Thunberg. When she was 15, she sat in front of the Swedish Parliament with two people. Today, at 17, she moves the world wherever she has been going. I mean, there are millions of people out for her. If you check out her Facebook post, each post will have 7-8 lakh likes. Apparently, the Norwegian government she's not even 17. Yeah. So is the word about studies right now? I'm so sorry to say no. There are so many things people can evaluate. If your children are interested in cooking, let them go there. If they're good at writing, they should create their blogs, because why? Online you can immediately go and you can spread out. If you're good at it, it'll go on. Yeah. So that is the first part. Which are the what is happening on the career side? See, in India, or even a lot of Indian boards still follow a system which is, I would say, an old system. So there, ideally, there should be no grouping of science, commerce, humanities. Ideally, it should not be done. A child should study whatever the child can. Actually, at times boards don't ask for it. Actually, you can take it, but still largely in India and Indian schools outside, like when my company works in Kuwait and Qatar and a couple of other places, still we are grouped into science, commerce, humanities. Sorry. Increasingly, it is amalgamation of a lot of this thing which is there. So today, IIIT Delhi has BTech, social science and computer science. Half the seats are for humanities. Can you imagine that? A top engineering college in Delhi having BTech, social science and computer science. They also introduced BTech design and computer science. Yeah. Of course, for so many years outside India, it has been happening. When I traveled to Kennedy High School at Iowa a couple of years back, I could see people taking things which are very ninth, 10th class people building up a racing car. So automotive engineering was a part of the class. Very, very practical. People were just making it. Yeah. Construction technology where they were laying bricks and so on. Yeah. So we in India still need to give children that practical exposure so that they understand. Like suppose I'm a student in ninth and 10th. Now, I don't know what will commerce entail me. So I can go on moneycontrol.com and I can go on money control. I can play a stock market game and understand. I went to Jalandhar, a small school where a ninth class person comes and says, "Sir, I want to be an investment banker." When I asked him, "How do you know about this?" He says, "Sir, I am already a stock market investor." Yeah. I got a child at Saibabad, a smallish school, not a top school, a child there, ninth class child again, who comes to me and says, "Sir, I am a Bitcoin investor," a couple of years back. Yeah. So these are children who are doing it. Of course, they are doing it by their own this thing. But as a system, if I had my way, I would let all children play, all children watch Shark Tank, at least play stock market to understand. Maybe they're not interested, maybe they are interested, and they can choose appropriately. Still, Indian population, there's a huge sway on the sciences side that something great will happen. And a lot of people join n number of private institutions where nothing much happens, honestly speaking. So probably we all need to make a concerted effort towards it. Internships are a very good way. So when I look at top schools, like in Delhi, I know of 5 schools where doing internship is compulsory after 10th class. After 10th class, yeah. and a lot of people toy around. I'm sure across the world, in different places, it has different norms. But today, doing an internship, getting a social work experience is the norm. Taking up some unique project is pretty good. Like I have a student Manaswani, so we helped her ideate. She had made a blog on on Harappan culture. She's interested in history, museumology. So her blog is being developed by that. She's today getting hits. She's just in 11th class. She's today getting hits from various places all over the world, from all over the world actually. Yeah. So that is my humble summation that a lot of exploration can happen. It can happen on YouTube kind of places. It can happen on online. Udemy has excellent creative courses, edX, Coursera. So it is not that only university people can look at it. School children can look at it also. Uh, a lot of things are free of charge, so there's no need to pay. Coding, Code Academy, code.org. Yeah, free of charge. Now children. I mean, India is actually known for coding, but I'm really surprised when some people have never even tried it and they have still said no, I am not for it. First, let me try. Let me at least try it out. They can just make small games with Scratch kind of software, which some schools do promote. Okay, newer careers are happening since I'm basically a career counselor. So when I travel across US, Canada, it is kinesiology. Kinesiology is science of understanding gymming, muscle structures, nutrition. Yeah, a very hot option. Yeah, a very very hot option. UI UX design is a hot option. In fact, design has grown phenomenally. UI UX design can get people very good jobs. If I look at US today, it will be amongst top 10 careers in UX. Why? Because any online company needs creatives all the time. In India also, it is boom coming up as a career option. Product design is coming up as a career option. In fact, design and computer science is slated to grow a number of times. Similarly, fintech. Now there are courses. Christ this year only launched a course, BBA Fintech, finance and technology coming together. When we do banking, we use apps, we use websites. So fintech is, I think, a big career option we can look at. So health informatics, computational biology. Computational biology is data analytics plus bio. For bio people who are still kind of thinking only MBBS largely, and later on they start thinking of other option. Computational biology is a hot career option. In 4 or 5 years, they could have a career. They could work anywhere in the world. In India also, it is available in terms of studies, in terms of work also. Check out companies like Optum Healthcare, a subsidiary of United Healthcare Group of US. In India, of course, you can do courses like bioinformatics and then get in. There are universities like JP, which is doing a BTech bioinformatics without maths also. Yeah. But computational biology, I don't see it being talked about in schools or amongst parents also, but it's a hot career option. Health informatics is a very, very hot career option. Health informatics. A lot of health will be delivered through our mobiles. A lot of health will be delivered through our mobile. So health informatics is a combination of, again, data analytics, computing, and bio, like health, yeah, health sciences. Yeah. So health informatics is big. Pharmacy plus computer aided drug design. Computer aided drug design is going to be a big area. People need pandemic experts also. After Corona, we are hearing other viruses are coming. So the word is really shaken up, and a lot of, even in India, I think 18 state governments are looking for public health experts who could take charge. So public health, I think, is going to be a big area. Online retail is going to be a big area. Internet infrastructure. If there are companies, I was speaking to head of Nokia Southeast Asia, one of the divisions. So this gentleman says, Jitin, we have decided that even after COVID, once things normalize also, 30% of all people will work from home because we are experiencing better productivity. Yeah. So that's a huge thing, that if a lot of companies decide that, then a lot of people will actually work from home. Yeah. And they might not, and we will adapt our homes accordingly. But internet infrastructure would have to be maintained accordingly. Yeah. And a lot of people would be needed to do that. Digital marketing, digital advertising will be pretty big. EdTech or education being delivered online will be pretty big. So I see a lot of organizations as second school. Like people are going to a school because they still want that certificate, but a lot of learning would happen outside the school also. So I would call it second school, where people are right now. I would say second school is YouTube, or so, because people do go. A lot of young people by themselves, they learn so much online. Check out Berkeley School of Music. I want to learn guitar, I can go online, and I have courses from Berkeley. Berkeley is a top institute, but sitting here in India at my house, I can learn from Berkeley. Yeah. So that is the fun part of it. I think Psychology is a great career option in further. Why? Because people are witnessing stress. So relationships, there is more stress. There is addiction. There is social media addiction, and so on. So these are some careers which definitely will grow. My last bit is on entrepreneurship. I think all students should learn entrepreneurship. I think schools need to have a strong curriculum on practical entrepreneurship. Right now, entrepreneurship is taught as a subject, but largely theoretical. I think a lot of not only schools, even colleges, they need to engage entrepreneurs and develop practical curriculum. In fact, people like EDI can be taken. TIE also is willing to tie up with schools. In case you need any leads, I can put you in touch with these people. So entrepreneurship. Why entrepreneurship? Today I am a psychologist. I want to start up on my own. I like one of my friends. He started Mood Cafe. Yeah, Mood Cafe was an online portal. Now this guy needed to know digital marketing, website development. He needed to know psychology, and then he could start that. Yeah. So if a child is studying psychology in school, college, and tomorrow wants to start on his own, so basic understanding of entrepreneurship is important. That way the child can really build up. A lot of engineers have jumped onto entrepreneurship. If you look at a lot of big companies like a Flipkart, Oyo, Ola, and so on, largely it has been engineers. Yeah. So of course they learned. These are people who learned and probably they were smarter than the rest, and they could manage and so on. But entrepreneurship today is needed across disciplines. So and in schools also. Why can't students be an entrepreneur after 12th class immediately? Yeah. Maybe they can try out for some time and then still and take education side by side, take education online. Even the first course online has just been started. One of the IITs has started online course. I'll just tell you, today only I received this on data sciences. Yeah, completely online course. So when courses will go online, young people might prefer to work and keep on doing it maybe at night, maybe on Saturday, Sundays, and so on and so forth. So I feel entrepreneurship is something which can catch on. So my main this thing is that look, we need a lot of adaptability. We need to be open to opportunities. We need to do a lot of research. We need practical exposure, and then children can choose appropriate careers. It can match them, and they can be really, really successful. So I would like to thank Dr. Gulshan Sharma ji. Thank you for inviting me here. In case I am not so sure if there are any questions, maybe we can take it up later on. If you want to address anything to me, I can just leave my email ID. Kindly don't hesitate to be in touch. I have a lot of YouTube videos and different options. So feel free to use it for your students. You can just download it. If you want me to send you anything, I'll be happy to do it. We are based in Delhi, but we work with schools in India and outside India. We are working in Kuwait, Qatar, Birla High School. We are working with them, Oman, and a couple of other countries. We are already speaking because COVID is a good opportunity for us. We are able to do everything sitting at our houses. So, in fact, my number of workshops has gone up significantly from the time COVID happened. So that's the positive side of this. I want all of you to be absolutely safe. Keep exercising. Keep 1 hour every day for exercising. That's really important. Whatever you feel, you like yoga, Pilates, you like running, jogging, dancing, whatever. There is a amazing CureFit app is amazing. I think people can access it from anywhere in the world. CureFit is being done by one of the Bansal brothers who left Flipkart. CureFit, it's just a 250 rupees per month, and you can dance with Nora Fateh. You can there are amazing people coming, the best trainers, best yoga guys. You have meditation sessions and so on. Check out CureFit app. I just thought I'll pass it on. Feel healthy. Wish you all the best. I had some time, so I just thought I'll share quick thoughts. But maybe if you have some specific thing, I can come back and speak only for science, only for commerce, college students, whatever you say. I would do it. I wish you all the best, people. Dr. Gulshan Sharma, I am really thankful to you, and Dr. Akash, it is nice meeting you.
Thank you very much, Jitinji. In fact, everybody has enjoyed the session very well, and so much you have shared. Me and my wife, we keep talking about DDD and DDM. DDD is a daily dose of dance and daily dose of music. Music therapy is very, very important. And
Absolutely.
people sometime they wonder and they ask me, what exactly is the secret of your being so energetic and all the time and behaving like a 20-year-old boy at the age of 70? The only thing is it's your fitness, mental fitness and physical fitness. Uh, I'm going to say it doesn't suit most of the Punjabis, but then I got to share it. I'm a vegetarian. I'm a teetotaler. I have not tasted even a beer in my life. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I just doze off at 9:30 night time. That is the lifestyle.
I
So
uh, I'm sure that's why you are doing such a great work. I really appreciate you have got people from all over with you. Somehow, because of my upbringing, also my mother is a staunch Radha Swami. I just had aloe vera. So at my house, I mean, I eat aloe vera raw every day, and there's a kala happening at houses and so on. And my last this thing is last two bits is stop watching all COVID news.
okay,
You are sitting at your house,
yeah,
टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ, बिल्ड अप योरसेल्फ. भाई जो आप कर सकते हो वो करो. शेर को जो करना है वो बाद में करेगा, तब देखेंगे. So
you
that's
have you have brought another string between us. Although it's an international platform, but it is a brotherly platform. It's a universal, friendly, and family friend. My wife is a fourth generation Radha Swami from Dialbag, Agra.
we are also from there.
And
Yeah,
she's a fourth generation.
amazing.
And the entire family, her mother, her grandmother, her dadi, her nana, everybody, and she studied in Dialbag. And I picked her from Dialbag, and that is the way we have started
Mara,
our journey.
sir, I should say you are a lucky guy. So my mother also studied there, and we are from Yalbag only. In fact, we maintain a house there. Normally we go every month or every month and so that's how it is.
So people would feel it has become a personal platform. But the thing is, unless you do not make your guest comfortable, unless you do not come on a personal level, there is a gentleman called Nido Cuban. We must watch on the news, on the YouTube. Those who have not watched. If you want to be a good orator, if you want to be a good communicator, if you want to be a good motivator, you must watch Nido Cuban. He's a Libyan, migrated to America. When I go to US, I always attend his program. He says it's no more communication, it is connecting. And when you talk about connecting, that means connecting heart to heart, connecting soul to soul, connecting mind to mind. That's a different thing that I got connected with Dr. Akash Khandelwal 2 hours before, but I feel that I know him for years together. And with you, I met just couple of moments before when this session started at 6:45. But I feel I know you for ages, and that's called connecting with humanity. So, ladies and gentlemen, world over, Mr. Jitin Chawla has given so much of inputs to all of us. So many new careers he has talked about. So many new things he has talked about, and many more will follow. Many more will come. We will also share the information with him. Yesterday, a day before yesterday, I had Mr. Vivek Atre, who has got a following of about at least 2.5 million people world over. And one click, and he sent across the message to the whole world. So I would request Jitin Chawla, because let's help the humanity. Let's help the human beings. Let's help everybody. And now, both of us in the cosmos, we have got some other relations also. Let's rise from the normal level to the next level and help the humanity the best possible way. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I'm so grateful to you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
So these
Rather
words,
to your wife also.
Radha Swami, Radha Swami. I extend a very hearty welcome to Dr. Akash Khandelwal ji. Akash Khandelwal ji, you touched me from Punjab, you touched me from Amritsar. Of course, you are at Noida at this point of time. We talk to each other at 6 o'clock, and you are right over here to support the vision. I request you, let's share. And ladies and gentlemen, each and everyone whosoever is coming on this platform, they all are celebrities their own way. So I extend a very hearty welcome this evening to Dr. Akash Khandelwal ji to share his vision with all of us. Dr. Akash Khandelwal.
Thank you, Gulshan ji, for this because you have energized this evening for me as well. Because we just connected an hour ago, and certainly I will, wait for it that it was a totally a soul-to-soul connect, and we are here on e-meeting, and I think thanks to Jitin ji also, because I'm really feeling that I'm unfortunate that when we were growing up, there were counselors like Jitin ji who could handle so much information, and that one go we are a lot of avenues got open for all of us, because we were totally in that world of 90s, we were totally inclined for for sciences and entering into engineering education or medical education. But certainly I think Jitin ji, you are doing a great job by bringing so many platforms at one go, and a lot of opportunities which are coming
Thank you. Thank
all
you.
across in this sector. So I think because I come from a background, to all our viewers, very good evening from India. And because I come from a background where we work with children more, and linking with parents, and how to develop the children where we are connected holistically, and they can be a responsible human being. So because a lot of the change has happened, what I could share this evening with Gulshan ji as well, that emotional well-being and social well-being, the positive the health side of it, because what we have been really, because all the counselors at school level or at outside school level, they have been delving into a lot of students mindset on psychology side of it, because there were huge amount of stress which was happening because of the pressure being built in by so many forces on careers and through parents. So there was a huge struggle going on as per part of the school education from where I come, and we have been dealing. But I could say that after before COVID and post COVID, there is a huge transformation which has taken place, because like I read somewhere that before COVID it was like a BC, and AD has come in, that is called now after domestication. So that has come into our lives. And what Jitin ji also mentioned about here, that because we have to stay at home, we are bound to spend some quality time with our parents, with our better halves, with our children, with our grandparents. And because that is how, because this was the family which was totally disconnected. Because as per the Indian roots, we believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We have been talking about for so many generations. And once we saw this liberalization coming up, and the family is getting into a nuclear mode all across India, and that culture got into a disintegrated family setup. But somehow I think what positives we can have from COVID, that they have all made us to join hands together, counsel together, understand each other's concerns. Rather, people to people, they have understand in the family that, okay, I was not, my child didn't got discovered for me. Now that I have discovered my child, in so many families, I've spoken to parents, and they're so happy that because spending that quality time has given that, that quality parenting inputs to the whole family. So the generational change will happen very soon because of the post-COVID, scenario which we have developed, and we are being forced to stay indoors, do our work, professional work, and to handle the families as well, the family values. So children are talking to their parents again, because in pre-COVID times, I could see where a lot of counseling used to get done, where the children used to lock themselves and be on the technology side with their own chat rooms. And then we have seen recently how the dark room episode came up in Delhi. So these episodes which are very damaging for the generations. So somehow I think the social well-being and the complete wellness, if you see as a perspective, that has literally got very much graded on a higher level, because everybody is trying to read something, and they're reading the minds, and they are able to counsel, and they are able to share each other's concerns. So nobody is getting into the negativity side of the life, because in school system we have seen a lot of suicides happening by the young adults when they were not able to handle the board exam stress, or they were not able to handle the relationship stress. So I think because there was no counseling being done, there was no one-to-one touch, which suddenly came up now. So the parenting, it's like earlier it was a super parenting. Now this is a normal parenting. and very much responsible parenting has come in today's lives, in both in urban cities of India and in the rural cities of India as well. Because there anyway things were happening, but now, with screen time all around, but then the parents are very much, indoors, and they are able to understand that, how the child is trying to behave. So it's a precautionary and preventive measure, so that the well-being of a family has literally gone on a higher scale, and which was very important. Because, as a faith, we all have faith, which Dr. Gulshanji talked about the Radha Swami. We are from our school, it's hardly 40 kilometers, and I've also visited once, and many of our parents, are Radha Swamis. So we know the sanctity behind, and all these faiths have taught us an innumerable takeaways for all of us. But somehow that was, Gulshanji, that was not being seen integrated in our lives. That was coming as a separate cell, a separate silos. So that was not being, being integrated and being observed by all of us because of the lifestyle. Now suddenly, the lifestyle have come. We are free to at least do our professional work and at least be with our faith, be with our systems, and follow that principles of a good family setup. So that has really, given us a huge edge, if I say, across the world, because India has thrived on family values, and has given us whatever we have given back to the world. You talked about yoga, you talked about meditation, and other Ayurveda, like Ministry of Ayush, which has recently came up, which nobody was talking about earlier. So all this, the medicines which have come up is because of our roots were intact, but nobody tried to explore. So my submission is that we should not uproot ourselves from our societal roots, from our roots, from where we belong to. And I'm so happy that you come from Chandigarh and you still have connections over in Agra. So that sets an example for all of us in this viewer lot, that don't see and don't detach yourself from any of your root values, because that is what sticks to us. Because negativity today sticks very fast, and it doesn't come out so easily. But then if you have with a lot of positivity, the negativity can go away so smoothly. Because through well-being, we have so many models, and through advocacy has been going on by the government of India, by schools like us, by institutions all over, that we can do meditation sitting on an office chair, sitting on a sofa set, anywhere, wherever we are. Where whatever work we are doing, if we do a 5-minute meditation, so we don't need a meditation room separately. We don't need a puja room separately. Like, if we can connect to inner self, I think that is the biggest asset which anybody who's living into this world, surviving with his skills, can give this to himself. He can give it and resonate with all the family members, to his nears, dears, his peers. So everything, I think society and humanity can survive. Because today's message to the world should be that humanity has to come together. Because now we are in a digital revolution, somehow, because the way we are glued to the screen, we would have to come out with an agenda. And I would request Dr. Gulshanji to come out with an agenda on digital human rights, on digital peace, because there is a lot of chaos happening on the screen, which nobody knows how to filter it out, because there is no discipline. And after post-COVID, our whole life scenario, our whole lifestyle, the schedule, everything will be on a very, very major changes. And that has to be with some sort of a discipline. We should have a charter, like UN has a charter. We should have a charter on creating peace ambassadors on for the digital revolution and for the digital users. Because like us, many of the schools who are doing online education, all children are glued to screen for online learning 4 to 6 hours. Then they again go to their gaming side of it, or to some other hobbies, again in online. So somewhere I think, because watching TV or watching on this kind of a screen is damaging their brain cells as well. Research has happened already that so much screen watch will not be very beneficial for the child to think independently. because so much being informed, so much information being bombarded every moment, and the child is not able to prop up its own personality. So schools as a development, as a catalyst for the human development, they are playing their role. Other institutions are playing their role. The government is playing its role. But certainly there comes a huge counseling setup that has to come from an NGOs like yours, which should come forward and do this kind of counseling to all the parents, that they have to control what they are going to see, because we have the whole lifespan to learn, unlearn, and relearn. We should not, because I see a lot of parents who are in a hurry, and they are there with the school time when the schools were normal. But when the schools became after COVID, they are again with their evening schedule so busy, the child is finding no time to spend another quality time with the parents, because parents would like, and they push their child to be so busy so that they can go and attend their jobs. So which is not good. You can compensate sometime somewhere, because the child is important. He's asset to a nation. So that is the future nation. We have to develop that nation builders in such a positive and a healthy atmosphere, so that tomorrow there should not be no war coming along to this kind of country, because we cannot afford, and we are a peace-loving nation. The whole world knows how India's roots are. We never go for any argumentative issues till the time we feel that, okay, it's so important for our humanity. So that is how our leaders have shaped us, starting from from the freedom movement, from the Gandhi ji, from Nehru ji, and all the leaders who have ruled this nation, and the philosophers behind, and all the philosophers. You talk about any philosophers from Vivekanand ji. All thoughts have come along that humanity has to survive, and it has to manifest itself. So that values we should keep intact, and we can be with the tech revolution, because that is how India has grown. When the IT revolution came in, all the people who were coming from commerce background, they entered the IT background. So that is the capacity of a normal Indian graduate. I myself was involved in IT training institute before coming into school sector, and I could see a BCom student getting a good cozy job in US. And how come? Because only he had that emotional quotient, he had that spiritual quotient, and an intelligence quotient. The West world always used to look towards that Indian didn't have that intelligence quotient, but somehow we proved them all wrong. Today we are the world leaders in IT revolution. This morning I was attending a webinar, and there's an expert from Gurgaon, is in edtech space. He said that 60 to 70% edtech companies are coming back to India, and they will be innovating here, because they are finding the brightest brains here to develop and innovate education tools for all our student population. Because a lot of our student population didn't have devices. So those also have to be covered, because we are also on a war mode with haves and have-nots. Because from the economic angle, if you see, a lot of families have a smartphone, but they don't have the money to buy in this COVID scenario to buy data. So data have to be given as a. I feel that Modi ji should come out with a ration card on data as well, because there should be complete conglomerates like Reliance Jio, Airtel, Vodafone, all should come together, and they should start giving free vouchers on data, because without data no learning can take place. We have multiple careers online, but where is the affordability in a lower middle class, or a home which has an annual income of hardly 60,000 to 1 lakh rupees. So they have to make their meals. The first they have to meet the needs of the bread. That is their first objective and the motto. After that comes all the learning, because then they have to get occupied for some earning. So government is trying to support, but then we are an inclusive society. We are not an exclusive society. We have to take everybody along. The world is like a family, and India as a country is like a family. So all the communities, all the religions, all the faiths, they all come together. And we have proven to this world that we all can just comprehend each other, join hands with each other, and can understand it so strongly. So my only take is that the priority of 21st century skills is for the social, emotional, and positive mental health, and that is the So that should be the sole motto of any individual who is leading as in a family, and they should try to, with a trickle down effect, everybody should do in whatever best capacity the mental health, the social health, emotional health, and of course the physical health, because everything is in congruence. And if we all the tattvas, which we call it, when they come together, we come as a force. And our intellectual capacity, our multiple intelligences, what we talk about by Howard Gardner talked about, all thing I think can come together, because that is lying in our Vedas. So because there's no curriculum on Vedas, which is being taught in many of the CBSE schools because of the faith issue, but somehow, because then parents can take and get into their own Vedas, teach them their basic, the life principles from Mahabharata, from Ramayana. So a lot of things can come along. So I think there should be a very, very positive balance on watching something or through screen, and then spending some time on a physical capacity, on one-to-one, soul-to-soul, because when we come together and shake hands, and that is where we connect with each other, and and the soul-to-soul, we connect, and we come to understand each other through digital connect, e-connect, that doesn't happen. So I think that is the limitation. Personally, I feel that we can go back to before COVID times, and I pray for the whole world that time should come again, because we are very positive, and like vaccines are coming in, so I think the positivity will also come in. So that is what my take is. So we have, I think I'm learning in this process also on this session. Thank you, Gulshan ji. It was a great meeting, and I'm thankful to all the your organization who is doing such a great job, because these kind of forums are somewhere have gone missing. Everybody is talking in a very definite goal. So we have become so focused, we have to be defocused. Let's be defocused and smile, and let's bring happiness to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Akash Khandelwal ji. I'm so grateful to you. You have given so much, and you have packed it so much in such a short time. Super parenting, responsible parenting, value has to be integrated in the lifestyle today, roots, social roots, societal roots. We are into the digital human rights you mentioned, and there has to be a charter on creating peace and packages, learn, unlearn, relearn, and we are an inclusive society, social, emotional, and positive health. And one very nice rhythmic you used, near, dears, and peers. Wow, that's a lovely. Again, I just noted down. See, I'm also learning from all of you.
Yeah,
and world over people, those are watching you, because maximum I have got the non-resident Indian world over. And
right.
The best part is that it is early morning in Canada, and people
Right.
are holding their cup of coffee or cup of tea. Same thing goes in United States. Same thing goes in different parts of Latin America, right from Panama, coming down to Mexico, then Chile, then Brazil, then Argentina, then Costa Rica, then Venezuela. And then, of course, I'm coming to Central Asia, Middle East, and it's a late evening in the entire ASEAN countries. And of course, in India, all of us together. It was wonderful to know so much from you. You have packed it. And finally, what you have mentioned, that in 21st century, of course, not taking from a religious point of view, but it is altogether different, that we have to build up. For the first time in my life, I saw 812 episodes during this 2.5 months of basically Devo Ke Dev Mahadev, that is Mohit Raina from Jammu, and that musical notes of that particular serial, and Lord Shivas and all that. It is a great learning. And I read more than 20 books on Nalanda. Nalanda, what a university. The more and more I read, oh my God, it's a mind-blowing. So much you got to learn, and so much you got to know. What a treasure this country is, and so much to offer. So thank you very much, Dr. Akash Khandelwal ji, for sharing your thought process.
Thanks.
We just met about an hour before through our common friend,
Yes.
and you are here. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So ladies and gentlemen, let me extend a very, very warm welcome to my next warrior, the person who is joining us, and he is Mr. Narinder Bhatia, the motivational speaker and the life coach, and extending him a very, very hearty welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, when you talk about L&D specialist and a certified life and happiness coach, possessing over 20 years of rich professional work experience in areas of coaching, counseling, training, and education. He worked with the top brands like CII, FICCI, PVR, and IBM, a thrice center for education in areas of L&D and skill development, coaching and learning, and e-learning. He has conducted over 500 training programs for various stakeholders and has impacted 4,000 participants and also have over 350-hour one-to-one coaching experience. Few of his programs are unconscious bias at workplace, super productivity at work, happiness at workplace. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and I extend a very hearty welcome to Mr. Narinder Bhatia for having joined us this evening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Mr. Narinder Bhatia.
Thank you so much for this awesome introduction. So we started it. I mean, it's overwhelming. So, but thank you so much, and I'm happy to be on board for this call. And I think I'm one part which is missing from my bio is the experience I have with the education. That's about a decade-long experience in the education sector. So I know some of the participants. I would be knowing few of them, and it's really a privilege to be here. So let me just thank you firstly and appreciate you for this consistency of workshops that you are conducting. I got to know you have been doing it since 15th June and you plan to carry it forward till 15th July. Is it so?
5th of June. 5th of June.
5th of June. Awesome.
World Environment Day, and it continues till 15th of August, Bharat Ka Swatantrata Divas.
Very nice, sir. And let me, I mean, that's really commendable, the discipline and consistency that you have shown. And hats off to the participants who have been there with you. So I'm really glad to be a part of it. So I have actually just seen few snippets of the live that you have done earlier. And then I heard Dr. Khandelwal. So I think most of what I had planned to talk about must have been covered because the theme is quite common and there have been quite accomplished speakers before me, I'm sure, panelists, a lot of them. So what I'm going to do is, like one part missing in the work which I do is emotional wellness. I don't know how that got left out, and I do a lot of work on emotional wellness front. So I have worked with school community for about 10 years. And it started with technology, then it ventured into professional development of teachers, and then personal development of teachers, then personal development of students. So I've threaded that entire cycle. So, and there were a lot of learning. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share a few pointers because I believe time is also not too much on my side.
You take your time. You take your time.
So I'll try to keep it simple, short, crisp. So I have few pointers. I'll try to connect few dots. So the context is mental wellness or emotional wellness, as I tend to call it, because we have a stigma when the word mental gets used. So I'll try to use more of emotional word. So I'll try to connect few dots in context of mental wellness. So firstly, I'll start off with a very profound quote by J. Krishnamurti. The quote is, the highest function of education is to bring about an integrated individual who is capable of dealing with life as a whole. So I found it very profound when I was preparing for this session. It's just too profound and it totally delivers the message that all of us are trying to do. The holistic education that we have been talking about, whether it's the life management or education management, whatever management. So I found it very profound. I thought I'll begin with this. So I'll repeat it once again. The highest function of education is to bring about an integrated individual who's capable of dealing with life as a whole. Now I want to jump the other dot to the other dot, which is the pandemic that we are living, that we are seeing. So now one aspect I want to highlight is what this pandemic has done is it has thrown open a Pandora box of a lot of these mental or well-being issues, which sort of we used to ignore or escape, or we just were too ignorant about it deliberately or otherwise, like starting from stress to depression to anger to violence, you name it, and you'll see it during this pandemic. So I'm not talking about extremes like suicide and so on. So this has thrown open a lot of these well-being issues. So that is second scenario, second dot. And now the third dot, which I want to go to, is the life skills that we talk about in schools. And let me share, these are all my views. So it's no way I'm trying to advocate anything. So I'm just sharing my views based on my experience of working with school community and having seen things. So third dot is the life skills that we have been talking about, that we talk about. So now when we talk about life skill, what I've seen, these are my views. So what I've seen is we just have made it too outward, too external, that a child, I'm talking in context of child only, a kid needs to have these life skills to be able to be better at life management. These skills are very external, like you can talk about communication, then you can talk about, say, emotional intelligence also we talk about. But somewhere I felt the approach is not getting too inward. Like it's all external. Like a kid needs to have these life skills to be able to deal with the world around, to make the better use of things around. So now I felt the third dot should be life skills. Somewhere we need to create that paradigm shift of relooking at what we are teaching in life skill and thinking about the second dot of pandemic. Is there anything that we have found missing which should have been there to deal with the pandemic totally from an inner viewpoint? Like internally, what is it that's lacking? So I thought third dot has to be life skill, but with an inward looking approach. Now, what is this inward looking approach? There one thing that completely stands out during this pandemic whenever we are talking about these wellness issues. So we talk about the need for self-management. When I talk about self-management, I'm referring to self-care. So everyone is talking about self-care, like we should take care of self. So that is first and foremost on everyone's mind. Like forget about whether things improve outside or not. What are we doing to take care of ourselves? So self-management, and within self-management, self-care, and within self-care is the self-love. And when I say self-love, I'm talking about self-esteem, I'm talking about self-efficacy, I'm talking about self-confidence and XYZ. So somewhere what has happened is we have forgotten, it's not the literally sense I'm using this forgotten. Somehow we have forgotten to teach our kids the importance of self-management, self-care, self-love. We talk about emotional intelligence. I do programs on emotional wellness. Deliberately, I call it emotional wellness and not emotional intelligence of Daniel Goleman. There's a deliberate reason behind it, because somewhere we are just not aware of the fundamentals of the basic foundation of emotions. I'm sure most of us, most of the people whom I interact with cannot differentiate between emotion and feeling. And if I bring in the third element of thoughts, then it becomes all the more confusing. So when I talk about emotional wellness, I just use it interchangeably just for a better understanding. So somewhere this self-management, we have forgotten to put in our set, in our tools of life skills, where there's a need to prepare our generation, like this generation, which is totally thriving on virtuality. So at times we say the lines between reality and virtuality has blurred. In fact, it hasn't really blurred. Somehow this generation has completely ignored or has become totally or is totally unaware of what reality is. And if I relate it to context of emotion, like I have my kid, so I have seen him grow up watching WWW, PUBG, and I don't know what all. So somehow they just can't relate to basic feelings of, say, pain. basic feeling of compassion. I mean, they are so moved out of those real feelings. For them, shooting in a game is so simple. They feel it's as simple as it can be done in the real world. So somehow we have drifted from catering to teaching our kids the very basic emotion of love, compassion, making them feel this is real pain. So somehow we have lost out on teaching them that because of whatever reason. I won't go into reason. So now in this context, what I feel is there a way we can top up our life skills curriculum with element of self-care, self-love? Whether we see suicides, whether we see bullying, the reason is very simple. Somehow the kids or the adults also, they're struggling with realizing or accepting or relating to the emotions. Right? So because they have drifted away from the reality, they're just still living in the virtual world. That virtual is the actual real. So it's not so. Somehow they've forgotten that. So I just want to leave some food for thought. First is this, that is there a way we can top our life skills with more components of self-care, self-love? Second, is there a way we can, like I agree, mental wellness, mental issues are important and it needs to be addressed by an expert, but only after a point. Have we really prepared ourselves or our kids to deal with it at the cursory level? When I say deal with it, so I'll just give an example. So there are about 24 participants. So I just put across a very simple question to all the participants and they need not answer to me. So how do you feel at this point? I've asked a very simple question. How are you feeling at this point, or how do you feel at this point? So I'll tell you 3 typical responses. So first is some are going to share what they are thinking and not what they are feeling. Like if someone asks me, so one of the responses could be, I think I'm good. So thinking is the response to it. So somehow they are ignorant about the feeling. So they share what they think, not what they feel. Second type of respondents, maybe non-respondents, is who do not actually feel anything at all, who are far away from experiencing any feelings or emotions. Third would be who would be feeling something, who may have some feeling but are unable to express it. So these are 3 typical responses. The fourth one is the utopian or the idealistic, when a person is able to recognize the feeling also and express it also. So that's a very rare breed. So somehow when I go back, when an educator goes back into the classroom and maybe reflect back, have I taught my kids or am I myself aware of what feeling is? We may talk big about emotional intelligence, we may have the curriculum also, but somehow are we able to establish the distinction between emotion and feeling? So just to substantiate this, let me also tell you the difference between emotion and feeling so that people could understand. The emotion is more like a categorization, something which is hard-coded in our DNA, where all of us would tend to have the same sort of reactions within our body. Suppose I enter into a jungle, I see a lion in front of me. So all of us are going to feel fear, right? So that is one emotion, fear. Second is, now when I give a meaning to that emotion is what becomes a feeling. Some people who encounter a lion may just run away. Some may just fight. Some may just freeze. So based on my beliefs, based on my experience, based on my knowledge, when I start giving a meaning to emotion, that becomes feeling. So typically I relate to just 3 types of emotions: sad, mad, and glad. Within that, there are variations and those are emotions. Right? So this is the distinction. So my submission is, as educators, it's very essential because I experienced it when I was working with educators. educators are not able to relate to their feelings, what they are feeling. So if they are not able to, so there are 3 steps to feelings or emotions, you can say: acknowledging, accepting, and then managing it. If I don't acknowledge I'm feeling something, so I just can't accept it also. Okay, there's something going on in my body. Every emotion or feeling will have some movement in our body, somewhere in our heart, stomach. So it varies from person to person. So acknowledging our emotion, then accepting it. Okay, this is what I'm going through, I accept it. And this is one key reason for so many mental health issues that are cropping up. Either the person is not aware of or is not accepting. And unless these 2 steps fall in place, maintaining or managing would not come into the picture at all. So I think I just try to, when I try to connect this dot, it starts with the need of having a life management curriculum, which where I quoted J. Krishnamurti, the quote which dates back to 1953. When we talk about dealing with life as a whole, for me, as a whole means life management as a key component to it. And within life management, I have self-management, which, by the way, is a very essential component of emotional intelligence model also. And then if we talk about this pandemic, we have discovered what all we are lacking in terms of maybe coping up. Maybe we don't have the resilience skills. Maybe we don't have the basic skill of accepting my emotions or feelings. Maybe I'm unable to manage. So it has thrown open a lot of revelations for all of us. So from establishing the need to have a holistic approach to life management, teaching our kids to be able to address or deal with life as a whole, establishing the need for life management. Within life management, self-management leads to self-care leads to self-love, and within self-love, self-confidence, self-esteem, self-efficacy. And then treating our kids with very basic and fundamental knowledge of emotions and feelings. You can't tell them, like, we just work in extremes. You don't have to feel anger. You don't have to feel bad. Somewhere we are discouraging our kids. It's at home also. That getting angry is bad. It's no longer like this. We have to teach our kids to start accept. Anger is a natural feeling. But how you respond to it is what we need to focus more on. So I think somewhere, I'll just try to summarize it. Somewhere there's a need to start focusing beyond the cognitive and psychomotor domain and move into the affective. The affective domain primarily say to do with feelings and attitudes. So this is the time, because we have learned a lot in this pandemic time. So let's get started on it. So let's start treating our kids as beings, someone who needs to be taught about real life skills, and those life skills which are totally inward looking, because we need to prepare them to be able to deal with multiple pandemics like this. Every generation will face many pandemics like this. So let's start preparing them and not just be very academic in our approach. Let's start preparing them for real life. So I think this is what all I wanted to submit.
Thank you very much, Narinder ji. It was so beautiful. And before I actually, first let me just go on this only. Emotional wellness, mental wellness, 4 keywords I took: self-love, self-care, self-esteem, self-management. These are beautiful coining what you have given. And then of course, today for the first time, somebody has given me a difference between emotion and feeling. And you have explained it so well, so beautiful. What are you thinking and what are you feeling? These 2 parts also which you have given. And one coining and rhythm I have picked up: sad, mad, and glad. Like I picked up from Dr. Akash, near, dear, and peer.
Yes.
So that's something is lovely which you have given.
Thank you.
self-love, self-confidence, and of course the cognitive part also you made a mention over here. Uh, it's a holistic education, what we are talking about. And the curriculum which you mentioned, life management curriculum. Okay, let me take a question with you only. There are three questions which are there. Then I get to Dr. Akash and then I go to Jitin.
Sure.
Because a couple of questions are coming from abroad on my Facebook chat.
Okay.
There is a question when you talk about life management curriculum. So they are telling life management curriculum should be life management skills or life management competencies.
Okay. See, that's purely from my experience of having worked in skills and education and training. So when we talk about life skills, so I don't see a place for competences. Competences are more to do on the, you can say, knowledge aspect, no knowledge side of it. And when I said life management, I meant we need to go beyond the life skills curriculum that we talk about in schools and make it more holistic by including self-management component. Because life is not just the academic, what is academic by nature. Life is what we are living. This pandemic is what life is. These are realities of life. Somehow we have tended to ignore these realities for XYZ reason. One reason is we never had this sort of pandemic ever. So no one ever gave a thought to that we need to prepare our kids for this. So when I say life management, it means life skill, then topping it up with self-management. And when I say self-management, then that refers to living these realities of life that we are living right now.
There's a
So
question
for me,
from,
it's skill. Yeah.
There's a question on this only from Mr. Mohit Soni. He is from Mississauga, Canada. He says,
Okay.
when you're talking about self-management, it is very important to understand, are you talking about day-to-day life? Are you talking about happiness? Are you talking about job? Are you talking about work?
It could be anything. Management is managing these small or big issues. So being able to find constructive ways to deal with emotions. So if I say
Okay.
self-management, my reference was to the feelings, because that was the context I was talking in.
Okay.
And feelings could be like, they could crop up. If I'm talking to you, there's a certain feeling. Maybe I'm excited. And if I'm facing an exam, there could be some other feeling. So it's all about being able to manage the feelings constructively. So
Okay.
that is what I mean by self-management.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Most
Thank you,
welcome.
Narinder ji. I do not know he resembles you or you resemble him. But,
no, okay, let me guess.
But Jimmy Shergill looks like you. Jimmy Shergill, the
Thank
celebrity.
you. So it's a compliment for me, obviously. It's a compliment
Because
for me.
we were a part and he has shot 2 films with us, with our chamber.
Okay.
And Mr. Manmohan Singh ji, when he was producing, directing. So that is the time. So your face is quite familiar. He comes from Nabha side. He studied over there. And Jimmy Shergill, either he looks like you or you look like him. I'm complimenting you.
It's a privilege for me.
Yes,
so I take it as a compliment.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you, sir.
Could I request Dr. Akash Khandelwal ji? There is a
Yeah.
Dr. Gulshan, I think you need to unmute.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Narinder Bhatia ji, for being with us till 44 minutes past 8 p.m. this evening. World over people enjoyed. Dr. Akash, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you, right.
Okay, okay. Dr. Akash, there is one question which has come basically, it has come from Cambodia, but there's a similar kind of a question from Thailand, Bangkok also.
Okay.
Is it parents' expectation to get a gold medal and to get more marks, or is it schools? Those basically compel children to get more marks.
No, I think school comes later because parents' expectations have to be, met sometimes by the schools, and that leads, schools get into a pushy mode for the more of achievers in the system, because schools were never meant to produce only achievers. They were meant to produce a holistic individuals.
So but somehow you put it on to the parents first.
No, not because parent is equally a stakeholder in the school. But somehow, if you see, in 21st century, if you're talking about today's parents, whatever he has missed when he was growing up, that all that ambitions are now being seen that, okay, my child should fulfill. So that becomes a very fulfilling for him, that okay, and the school can be the medium where I can go and earn for myself, but my ambitions and my goals should get accomplished by educators who are being outsourced. So it's a hand in hand relationship. Parents who have done well for their children, who have a very good cordial relations with school, understanding their child and bringing their child in totality. But you cannot leave child in isolation and see that, okay, he can be the achiever.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, my deepest thanks to Mr. Jitin Chawla, Dr. Akash Khandelwal ji, and Mr. Narinder Bhatia. And of course, my very, very special thanks on Doctors Day today to all our worthy participants from the world over, those who have joined. Our doctors are warriors, but at the same time, our educationists are also warriors. Those are empowering the education system. Those are supporting the education system. Those are trying to reach out the youth wherever they are, whether they are in metros, they are in far-flung areas, they are into rural, urban, wherever they are, all the places when we talk about, let's empower the education. And the whole focus of this entire program is making education relevant. Look forward meeting you tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. We get another set of panelists, distinguished guests. And my deep thanks to these three golden triangle, those joined us this evening. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Namaskar, Shubh Ratri, and Jai Hind.
Thank you.